All right, welcome to episode 2 of Ron's Basses. This week, as promised, it's the Rickenbacker, and this is the model 4001S, which differentiates it from the standard or 4001 of the time. This one is a 1982 model of 4001 S, and the S notates that it does not have any binding on the body. There's no strip of sharp edge binding there, nor is there any on the edge of the neck. And it also means there are dots on the fingerboard, and just mono out. The deluxe versions of the 4001 have a mono and a stereo output. I got this bass probably in, let's see, probably 1990, I guess, would be my guess. And I love it. It's my favorite Eggman bass, and it's been through many looks. When I first bought it, it was what Rickenbacker calls maple glow, and that means just a clear finish. It doesn't have any color to it. And speaking of, this is the body and the neck is maple. They're maple with a rosewood fingerboard. And being all maple means it weighs a ton and it's very heavy. Let's see. Anyway, so when we started doing the second set of songs, when we first started, as many of you know, we only did the what we call the first set. That's all we did, the early Beatles songs, because we only had 2 guitars, bass, and drums, so we didn't have any keyboards and orchestra and all that good stuff. So anyway, once we got into doing the second set songs, I knew I needed a Rickenbacker. I had one, and it was it was a 4003, and it had all the deluxe features, which McCartney's does not have. This is a 4001S. His that he used in the Beatles and Wings is also a 4001S. Most of the players that from the British invasion and beyond that I like played a 4001S, or over in the UK they're known as the model 1999. Chris Squire of Yes, we'll talk more about him in another segment. Peter Quaife of the Kinks, and of course McCartney. So anyway, so what I did was, once we got going with the second set, I painted it like McCartney's, like McCartney painted his in Magical Mystery Tour. And so that was pretty crazy, and looked all psychedelic, and I had it that way for, I don't know, 20 years, I guess. But then a few years ago, I took it to a professional luthier, and he stripped all that paint off, and I had him paint it white all over. So anyway, this is a full-scale bass, meaning from the bridge to the nut is 34 inches. That's the standard scale for an electric bass. It has 2 pickups, and these are nicknamed Toaster. As you can see, it kind of looks like the top of an old-timey 2-slice toaster. And Horseshoe. Now, the pickup is 2 separate pieces, one here, and they're U-shaped. like that, with the main part of the pickup in between, and then strings go through here. So anyway, they're called horseshoe. It's called a horseshoe pickup. This is the tailpiece and bridge right here. An interesting thing is there is a piece of foam in there. It's a mute, and you turn these two guys, and you can raise that mute up against the strings, and it deadens them and makes it sound close to a stand-up bass. And so anyway, two pickups, as we said. This is the selector for the pickups. Down here is this one, up here is this one, and in the middle is both. Volume for each pickup and tone for each pickup. So with all these controls, you get a whole large range of tones available. Let's see. All right, this is with everything opened up, wide open, and picked back by the bridge. Same settings, but if you pick up by the end of the neck, which is where I usually play, I rest my hand on the pickup here. There's a little more shift towards low end and away from high end. But so let's see, let's do it again. And that's without touching any controls yet. That's just where you pick in the playing area. Switching down to just this pickup. And then just this pickup. And staying with just that pickup, if you would roll the tone off on that one. And switching back to this pickup, you roll the tone off of that one. Anyway, as you can see, there's a whole lot of tones available. Most of my basses are strung with flat wound strings, which means the ribbon wire that is wrapped around the core of the string is flat. It's a flat piece of ribbon, as opposed to round wound, which you see on most guitars, which is a round piece of ribbon wrapped around. So these are very smooth, and they provide a I guess bassier tone, smoother tone probably is the way to say it. And I prefer them. I do have some basses with round rounds, but this one's got flat ones on it, like most of mine. I painted it white, or had it painted white, because of Morris Gibb of the Bee Gees. Played one of these in the early days, the great period of Bee Gees music, and his was white, so I just thought it looked very cool, and so that's what I went for. I always used to tell myself, I'm going to strip all this paint off of when I had it all psychedelic like McCartney's. When the Eggmen break up, I'm going to strip all this off and I'm going to get it painted white. But it doesn't look like that's ever going to happen, so here we are. Let me think if there's anything else. You might notice, why is the headstock upside down? Doesn't the Rickenbacker nameplate normally curve downwards, and this hook part is up here like that, as opposed to down here? That is because up until around 1990, Rickenbacker used right-handed necks on left-handed basses. So you see, this is the body, and the neck is attached, and they just used a right-handed one, so that's why lefties before that period have an upside-down headstock on them. Or unless you get one of those special ones that are made nowadays supposed to replicate the look of the older basses, they have those too. But the standard ones, up till 1990, had these upside-down headstocks. Well, let's see. I can't think of anything else to tell you. This one is just a lovely bass, and hope to see you guys real soon. Whenever we can start playing again. And thanks for watching, and we'll get to another bass next week. I have to think about what that might be, but I know exactly what it'll be. Okay, it's going to be, I think it'll be a Fender Jazz bass that I play on the songs from the White Album and Abbey Road that McCartney plays a Fender Jazz bass on. That's why I have that one. So I guess that'll be the next one. Anyway, thanks everybody, and keep hanging in there. We love you, and see you next week. Bye-bye.